In addition to that, I think Dallas will be playing from behind with that terrible defense that they have. So this could be a really good pickup. Welcome to Pigskin Passion TV. And it's your boy, the Black Mamba. It's season 3, episode number 107. And guys, we back for another week of fantasy football. And guys, your boy finally made it to the winner's circle this week. We got a dub, and it wasn't easy, even though the score doesn't indicate it. I had the highest points in the league this week, but going into Monday night, my guy had Jared Goff and Sam Laporta, and I had David Montgomery, and I was up by only 13 points. So I really wasn't holding a whole lot of hope that I would be able to pull this one out, because it could have easily went the other way with Goff throwing nothing but touchdowns, especially if they were going to Laporta. I was very fortunate that David Montgomery had a real big night, and I really had some nice all-around activity as far as scores were concerned. All my players put up good numbers, so it looks like we might be back on track. We'll see. I'm 1-2. This week was big though, because if I lose this week, it's gonna be an uphill climb to get to the playoffs. Now I kind of give myself a little room for error. All I need to do is either put points or start getting W's, and I can easily make it into the playoffs. But enough about last week. Let's talk about this week's waiver wire. Let's start off talking about quarterbacks. So if you're hurting for quarterbacks, I don't think there were any major injuries as far as quarterbacks this week. If you need a quarterback, I think Geno Smith may be your guy, at least this week. He had 289 yards and 3 tutties last week. And, you know, if you're not having consistency at your quarterback position, you may want to give Geno a shot and spot start him. This week, they played the Chicago Bears, who have allowed the second highest completion rate to opposing quarterbacks. So this would definitely be a good week to give Geno a start. And at the running back position, this position was the position that was hit the hardest last week. There were 3 running backs that got hurt, significant value probably to your team or to someone's team. James Conner and Najee Harris, they're both out for the season. And Tyrone Tracy with the New York Giants, he's probably going to be sidelined for a couple of weeks. So if you had any one of those guys, you definitely will be on the waiver wire this week. Or if you need a boost at your running back position, this is probably a good week to go out, and if you do blind bidding, put your best foot forward. Or if your team goes in the order of your losses, then you definitely want to put a bid in for Trey Benson this week with the Arizona Cardinals. He'll probably be, or not probably, he will definitely be this week's top pick. I've had him before. As far as production, hopefully he'll get a lot of carries. I think he's going to need a lot of carries in order to be productive, but nonetheless, beggars can't be choosy. If you need a running back, put your bid in for Trey Benson. Next up is Tyjae Spears with the Tennessee Titans, and he's going to be low-key, and it probably won't be a lot of bids or a lot of people out there trying to pick him up this week. He'll be coming off of IR in the next week or so. So you want to go ahead and get him while there's low demand. And even though I think health is always an issue for Tyjae, I think he'll make a good stash. When he's in the game, he is productive. So if you don't need an immediate help, definitely go out, and you got room on your bench, go out there and scoop up Tyjae. And next up is Woody Marks with the Houston Texans. His role seems to be increasing each week, and I don't know how effective Nick Chubb is going to be able to be throughout the whole season. So it definitely wouldn't hurt if you have room on your bench to have somebody like Woody Marks as a stash. In addition to that, the team hasn't even mentioned when Joe Mixon will be back. So if anything was to happen and Marks was to get out on the field for an extended amount of time, I think he may be a good answer to your team's needs. Next up is Olly Gordon with the Miami Dolphins. He seems to be the clear number 2. I think he's definitely a good handcuff if you have Devon Achane. Next, let's move to the wide receivers. First up is Trey Tucker. He had a very good day on Sunday. I mentioned that Geno had 3 touchdown passes. And guess what? All 3 of those touchdown passes were to Trey Tucker. He had 8 catches for 145 yards. And keep in mind, guys, that Brock Bowers is banged up. So this could be short term or it could just be a one-off performance. But if you're in need, you got to give him a try based on his last performance. Next up is Luther Burden. And if you can afford to have a stash on your bench, this may be a pickup that you want to see what happens. He had 3 catches for 101 yards and a tutty on Sunday, but I don't know how productive he'll be going forward. Next up is Kavontae Turpin. And with Ceedee Lamb being out for 3 to 4 weeks, Turpin definitely will see an uptick in his usage. This could make him a very valuable flex for your team if you have low productivity at that position. Turpin may be a guy that you want to go out there and get him short term while CD is going to be out. In addition to that, I think Dallas will be playing from behind with that terrible defense that they have. So this could be a really good pickup. And at tight end, Brenton Strange with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He leads his team in receptions and receiving yards. And if he just so happens to be out there on the waiver wire, I think he'll give your team an immediate boost at that position. And as always, guys, you know I stream my defenses. This week, my number 1 target is the Detroit Lions. They play the Cleveland Browns, who put up an average of a little over 15 points per game. So there should be plenty of opportunity to pad the stats with sacks and turnovers this week when they play the Cleveland Browns. If I'm not able to get the Detroit Lions, then I'll shoot for the New England Patriots. The Patriots, they play the Carolina Panthers this week. Carolina put up a 30-burger on the Atlanta Falcons. But guys, I think that was fake news because Carolina's not that good. And the Patriots are number 2 against the run. Through the first 3 games, they have 9 sacks. I think they'll be able to add to that total this week playing a Carolina Panthers team. They're down their 2 best offensive linemen. So I see Bryce Young being under duress a lot this weekend. And guys, these are my waiver wire pickups. I hope that I may have given you a couple of gems that will help your team out. And if so, do me a favor. Tell a friend to tell a friend and spike that like, comment, and subscribe. And it's your boy, the Black Mamba, out.